That's right, believe it or not, there are still some people out there that haven't played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. My girlfriend Ellie is one of them, and in this video, I'm going to document the start of her journey with the game. Where will she go? What will she do? Let's jump in and find out. Here we are, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
They opted for a really tiny font.
They did.
For such a big deal. Small font.
It's finally time. After many adventures with past Zelda games, it was finally time for the big boy. Breath of the Wild remains the best-selling and arguably most beloved entry in the series since its release in 2017, and I couldn't wait to see what Ellie was going to think of it. She awoke as Link in the Shrine of Resurrection and began her adventure. So Twilight Princess was 2006, and then this was 2017, so this is 11 years post Twilight Princess. This is the first HD Zelda game.
I can finally do this camera move, though.
Oh yeah, we finally got a second analog stick to control the camera. Ellie last played Twilight Princess from 2006, so jumping forward 11 years presented a massive technological leap. After picking up the Sheikah slate, Ellie found some clothes and headed outside.
Oh my gosh, I can climb stuff like this now? Whoa! I was like, oh, it's not gonna work. Whoa! Holy shiesty motherfucker. Oh my god, this is beautiful! Oh my god! This is so pretty! Wow! Wow! Why do I want to cry?
Let it out, let the tears out. Let the tears out.
It's making me want to cry. What's going on? It was just really pretty. I didn't expect this to be so beautiful. I don't know why I reacted so emotionally. It just looked really beautiful. I've not seen a Zelda game look so beautiful, and it was just such a big world. It was stunning. It was so different and so new that it just felt like so cinematic and beautiful. I don't know why I got emotional. It was very beautiful.
Ellie was overcome with the grand scope of Breath of the Wild. In a nutshell, this game presents the largest paradigm shift for this series since Ocarina of Time, which literally added another dimension. Gone is the relatively linear structure of past games, replaced with a relentlessly open world. We've got a lot to see.
Should I try to climb to get that apple?
If you want.
Climbing is just so fun. Oh.
Ellie began exploring the Great Plateau, a self-contained area within the greater open world. She was given a waypoint after chatting with this mysterious old man, and then let loose to make her way over. Along the way, she began picking up some weapons.
Oh, I like that it freezes. They weren't kidding. It's a slow and efficient weapon. Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! Stand clear of the closing doors, please. I'm gonna assume this is a dungeon. Uh-oh. They've all been alerted. Oh my. Quite a tower.
Ellie awoke the Great Plateau Tower, along with many others across Hyrule. Reaching the top of the tower enables Link to download the regional map of that area. We climbed down to the bottom of the tower, where this friendly old man who keeps following us around filled us in on some lore and asked us to visit this nearby structure, which is actually one of the game's many shrines. As she made her way over, Ellie expressed her frustration with the stamina bar. She'd not had to worry about stamina in any other Zelda game, so its introduction here felt restrictive, which is exactly how it felt for me when I first played the game. In the shrine, Link received the first of a few vital skills known as runes. This one enables Ellie to move metallic objects at her will.
Yay! Ellie
moved through the shrine without issue and received her first spirit orb as a reward. These things are extremely important, but there was nothing we could do with it for now. We were instead instructed to find 3 more of these shrines on the Great Plateau. Ellie warped up to the top of the tower to see what she could see.
You're looking for 3 other shrines on the plateau.
Is this on the plateau?
That is on the plateau.
So I can do multiple pins?
Yeah, you can do multiple pins at once. Nice.
Now that she'd marked all 3 shrines, Ellie had a lot of freedom. We were still confined to the plateau, but how Ellie reached these shrines was completely up to her. The one marked with the yellow pin seemed closest, so she decided to head over there first.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh!
Okay, so he's not metal. Oh, it kills me completely. That's kind of dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
In this next shrine, Ellie received bombs, which come in both spherical and cubular form. Something really important to note about each of these abilities is that not only are they instrumental in progressing through shrines, but they can also be used out in the open world. Upon completion of this particular shrine, Ellie would now be able to use bombs to make discoveries in Hyrule or even blow up enemies.
Oh god. Oh, I can't go this way.
Getting to the final 2 shrines would require treading into some very cold territory. So cold, in fact, that it damages Link. Ellie's first thought was to try and find some other way to get to the shrine.
I didn't mean to do that.
Well, it was a nice fall.
She was trying to climb around, but that didn't seem like it was going to work. In actuality, Ellie needed to cook some nearby peppers to protect her from the cold conditions. Without this discovery, Ellie was as good as stuck. Ellie was taught how to chop down trees by the old man, which enabled her to create this path. The creation of this path led her to think that this was the way she was going to reach the shrine.
Oh, great. Great. The weapons degrade. Great.
Because she's played previous Zelda games, Ellie has been conditioned to expect a certain degree of linearity. The original Zelda features a ton of freedom, but as the series has grown, the guardrails have become more and more pronounced. There's often a specific, correct way to get where you're trying to go, but that rigidity is completely gone in Breath of the Wild. There's no right or wrong answer to the game's myriad conundrums. If you can do something, then you did it. It doesn't matter how you got there. It's a massive ideological shift, and it's fair to expect that it would take some time for Ellie to embrace.
I think it was a little hard to adjust to the fact that there's not one set way to go, or for instance, because he told me I could knock down a tree right here, that I had found the right way to go and I need to go this way right now and I was supposed to do that right now. I think that adjustment's a bit hard. I'm someone that really likes open world games and I've enjoyed them, and at the same time I think I can get stuck in them more and more frustrated because I really enjoy linear. My brain operates under the assumption that there's one way to do this, or there's a couple ways to do it, but there are set ways and one thing after the other, and it's easy to follow. This was pissing me off. That really pisses me off.
Just take a breath of the wild.
I wanted to get to it and it won't let me get to it. Okay, so I can't get in that water?
Well, that didn't go very well, I'll tell you what.
While she was running out of the cold region, Ellie found the peppers. These are the key to progression, but they're not going to help unless they're cooked. Without any guidance or direction, Ellie lit this cooking spot and prepared some peppers. It was extremely intuitive of her and exemplified how her gaming instincts continue to sharpen. When she re-emerged into the cold, she popped a pepper dish and was able to withstand it with no issue. Temperature is an important mechanic in Breath of the Wild and is a completely new introduction for the series.
They make crazy sounds.
Ellie made it into the next shrine, where she received the ability to briefly stop time for a single object. It's a really cool tool that presents a ton of cool puzzle opportunities. As I'm sure many of you already know, the shrines present the most concentrated instances of puzzle solving in the game, functioning as mini dungeons of sorts. These first few are pretty simple, focusing exclusively on the ability you acquire within that specific shrine, but we'll continue to see some more experimental shrines as Ellie continues onward.
I really liked the shrines because they, more than anything, felt like a tutorial of how to do something. And they were very straightforward and simple and didn't burn me out. I've not really struggled to understand a puzzle. I think I was solving things really quickly. And granted, that could be partially my experience with these games for the past couple months helping. But I also think this game is formatted in a really helpful way where those are easier and more approachable.
You never want to start climbing with stamina expended. I mean, it may work here, but just for the record, that's not the best idea.
Oh, I see what you mean. A little bit of sliding. A little bit of sliding. A little bit of sliding. Woo!
In this final shrine, Link gained the ability to create pillars of ice within water. It's a little more out there compared to some of the other abilities, but Ellie picked it up without issue. These early shrines were really showing how much of a Zelda literacy Ellie has developed.
I'm doing a great job.
You are doing a great job.
This is all my Zelda knowledge paying off.
With all 4 spirit orbs acquired, we were instructed to head over to the Temple of Time, where Ellie was able to trade the orbs for either a heart container or stamina vessel. Given how much the stamina had been bothering her, she opted for that. With the extra stamina, Ellie made her way to the top of the temple, where the old man revealed himself to be
King Rome Bosphorus Hyrule.
That's right, we've been chatting with the King of Hyrule himself. He filled us in on the backstory, which I'm sure you all know already. Ganon's here, he killed everybody, we've got to take him down. The king also finally gave us the paraglider he's been promising, which finally enables us to leave the Great Plateau. Now, Ellie could truly go wherever she pleased. Sensibly, Ellie set off for Kakariko Village, which was marked on her map.
Oh, I keep forgetting I could be using that stuff.
Oh.
Now that we were off of the Great Plateau, we were being presented with new types of enemies, some of whom were tougher than the bokoblins we'd already encountered. We dealt with geese, but now we were dealing with swarms of geese.
Where am I supposed to go? I don't like this field. It's dangerous.
Ellie was feeling overwhelmed. Like I said, at this point the entire world is accessible to her. That's liberating, but it's also daunting. Where are you supposed to go? This massive freedom also means that the player can easily wander into an area that will be too difficult for them. Since she'd only played older Zelda games, Ellie had no precedent for this kind of structure.
I think it's a little overwhelming to be dropped into an open world because I like rules and structure about where I should go next and what I should be doing and what I can or can't do yet. Stressing me out, like am I picking the wrong thing to go do? Do I have the skills acquired to be able to do that? So I think it's a little overwhelming.
Ellie avoided the enemies that were killing her and found another shrine. Now, from this point onward, Ellie can tackle any shrine in any order. She has the tools that she needs to solve any of them, which I made sure to establish. This one requires the paraglider to carry Link across the gaps. Each shrine continues to reward you with a spirit orb, 4 of which will always net you a heart container or a stamina vessel. The shrines are one of the best parts of the game, and I was hoping that Ellie would really appreciate their bite-sized nature. She was wondering if the shrines were actually dungeons, since she has no awareness of what those look like in Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, a lair. Surprise, motherfucker! Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Just kidding, they surprised me.
A big part of this game is just experimenting. I encouraged Ellie to incorporate fire into this encounter, which blew everybody up. Seeing how various elements interact with each other is one of Breath of the Wild's greatest joys. As we moved closer to Kakariko, Ellie was seeing just how brutal combat can be. These blue bokoblins are much more powerful than the standard enemies and kill this early incarnation of Link in just 1 or 2 hits. Ellie ended up just running around them and scaled another tower, revealing more of her map. She also unlocked the Sheikah sensor, which will help her locate shrines.
And it's that way. But I can't see from there. So we will do this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
That was smart of me.
This shrine features a super cool mechanic that involves using these platforms to roll balls into holes. In another nearby shrine, Ellie had to use ice blocks to cross gaps and roll this ball into a hole. One thing you gotta know about these shrines, there's a lot of rolling balls into holes. Still, the ways in which you do that are varied, so it never feels repetitive, at least in my experience. Ellie also solved this one with no problem, and afterwards found one of the game's many stables where you can interact with some NPCs and store a horse if you have one. It seemed like she was really beginning to fall into Breath's gameplay loop and embrace its structure. There is no right or wrong way to get somewhere, you just go. It's likely that you'll be distracted by this, that, and the other thing on the way, but that's the fun. Unlike more linear Zelda games, Breath of the Wild feels like you're having an adventure that is completely unique to you, as you make discoveries in a different order and in different ways than anyone else ever has.
Is that a mushroom? What's a thing? Alright, I'm off to see someone about a maraca. Holy cow. What do I do?
Wow, that was impressive. I did not think you were going to survive that, but you did.
I defy odds, I defy odds.
Link got the maracas and gave them back to Hestu, who offered to upgrade our inventory space if we could find some Korok seeds. Ellie moved on and approached Kakariko Village.
Oh my god, I'm here! I wasn't even just close.
You are here.
We'd arrived in Kakariko Village, a classic mainstay of any Zelda game worth its salt. Breath of the Wild's iteration has taken on an Eastern theme and just might be the coziest version to date. The pockets of civilization in this game are so welcoming and distinct. They're not very large, but they feel very dense and are well worth exploring. Ellie was told about a nearby Great Fairy Fountain, which certainly piqued her interest. Eventually, she sought out Impa to get her next quest.
Girl, I feel you. I get it. I'd be scared of me too.
Ellie found an elderly Impa who filled us in on more Hyrulean backstory. She also informed us of an urgent quest, taming 4 divine beasts spread across the land. This is really the persistent quest throughout the game, other than going to slay Ganon at the castle. Now, you don't have to actually complete this quest to finish the game, but it's strongly recommended. Of course, they too can be completed in any order. We also received a waypoint in Hatsuno Village, which Ellie decided to head to first.
This is so pretty. The horses and the sunset.
Ellie really wanted to find the Great Fairy Fountain, so before she got too far away from Kakariko, she wanted to see if she could track it down.
I meant to glide.
That would have been a good time to glide.
I tried, it just didn't work. What happens if I run out of stamina in the water? I drown? Guess we're about to find out.
I guess we are.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh boy.
She couldn't find the fountain, but she did find another shrine, which is great as each shrine acts as a fast travel point even if you don't complete it. All you have to do is find it. This one functioned as more of a tutorial of sorts, teaching the player some combat basics like dodging and parrying enemy attacks. It still provides a spirit orb though, which Ellie now had 4 of. She traded them in Kakariko Village for a heart container, bringing her total up to 4. With the extra health, Ellie headed off for Hatsuno.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
What the f?
Ooh, damn.
What'd she even do? I thought I killed her. Yay! Yay!
We arrived in Hatsuno Village, which contains one of my favorite songs in the game. Ellie started chatting with NPCs, one of whom led her to a statue that allows you to reverse your stamina or health upgrades for a cost. Further into Hatsuno, we found another shrine, and this one is pretty unique. You have to use the controller's gyro sensors to roll this ball out of the maze and onto the nearby platform. It may look easy, but it's not. The controls are very sensitive, so you need to be extremely deliberate with your movements.
What?
It's one thing to get it through the maze, but the hardest part is actually getting the ball to roll from there to the platform at the end. You have to accumulate enough momentum for the ball to clear the gap, but actually doing that while still aiming the ball properly is very difficult. You remember the fishing from the Twilight Princess episode? You could say this is Breath of the Wild's version of that.
Oh my god. Oh, Lord.
I don't enjoy things that are really sensitive, finicky, fine-tuning. I don't know, like they require the slightest movement to do it well. It just feels like a skill I don't have, and it was hard to figure out how I was supposed to do that. And then if you move too much, it goes crazy. If you move too little, it doesn't do enough. And it's just, I lose my patience really quickly with stuff like that, and I just felt really burnt out of having done the entire thing multiple times.
Instead of frustrating herself any further, Ellie decided to continue exploring Hatsuno, meeting some NPCs and getting some new side quests. Eventually, she wandered her way up to the laboratory, which was the reason we arrived here in the first place. In it, we met Pura, a young-looking girl who's allegedly not so young. She's pretty out there and requests that we light the furnace outside the lab with a blue flame.
I don't think this is gonna last all the way back over there.
It was a bit of a circuitous journey, but Ellie made it back up with the flame and had a camera function added to her Sheikah slate as a thanks from Pura.
Oh, there's a shrine.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, there's another one! Can I swim to that?
I don't know.
Or is that even water? But that looks like a fun one to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a little bit nervous. Oh my god, he can't even swim at all?
That one seemed pretty far away. Gliding to it just wasn't going to be possible, so Ellie decided to try going to the first shrine that she saw on top of this cliff. The only issue is that she was now really low, so getting to it was going to require a lot of climbing. It can't be overstated just how much elevation plays a role in Breath of the Wild. This world isn't just wide, it's towering. She tried her best, but the journey was taking too long, so she fast traveled back to the lab and made her way over from a higher starting point. On the way, she found Sweetheart's Pond, but it doesn't seem to live up to its name.
There it is.
There it is.
Let's see how far this gets me. I'm thinking it'll get me over there. Yay, it did it, it did it. I don't want to stop playing this game. I want to keep
Well, that's a
playing
good
it.
sign. That's a good sign.
Finally, after a long trek, Ellie arrived at the shrine, which appeared to be one more predicated on combat as opposed to puzzle solving. It's reminiscent of that tutorial shrine from earlier, but this time, he's not holding back.
And why won't my shield come out? Oh, forgot. Two-handed weapon.
Ellie decided that this was a little too much, so she opted to float over to the shrine in the water. She made it eventually, but wouldn't you know it, it was another combat shrine, even harder than the one she just tried. These shrines serve as reminders of how easy it is to wander into something you're not ready for, and Breath of the Wild's new approach to combat. In the past, your sword was your sword, but now each weapon has a different damage output. If your weapon isn't up to snuff, there's only so much you can do.
I like the combat and it feels nice. I just think that I feel underprepared when it comes to weapons and the weapons I have access to. And I feel like even the enemies I'm fighting are dropping a bunch of two-handed things that I don't necessarily want. The inability to rely on always having a sword is hard. Like having the weapon degradation thing incorporated is really difficult. I really like the game. It's very cozy, yet has dark elements. It's not super easy or anything, but it feels cozy, and there felt like tasks and shrines that were easy and approachable and made me motivated to do more. So it felt really easy to take on. I didn't ever feel like I was biting off more than I could chew because I could just choose to leave that shrine if it was too much for me. I really liked it. I would like to play more.
Breath of the Wild, as I'd hoped, emerges as perhaps Ellie's favorite Zelda game that she's played. In spite of its massive scope, it managed to present so many small, self-contained moments of enjoyment that Ellie rarely felt overwhelmed. The charm that has worked its way on so many others appears to have worked its way on her too, and she's only just getting started. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe or check out another episode? And if you really enjoyed this episode, you can become a patron or channel member to help us make more. And hey, have I mentioned that we have a Discord? Come hop in and say hello. You can find the link on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.